In this video, we're going to go over setting up cashiers, bank accounts, and credit card accounts. Now, each of those is a little bit different than the other in how they process money. A cashier is basically considered a box on your desk that's holding cash and checks that you receive throughout the day that you're going to create a deposit to move it into the bank later on. Bank accounts are just that, bank accounts. Now, if you have, let's say, EFT transfers that are made to you from a customer, you can skip a cashier account and go right to the bank. Things like that that are basic accounting. You also have a credit card account, which is an internal use for credit cards. So let's go over setting up those items and see how they go. So the first thing to keep in mind, and we'll look through here just to give you an idea, if I look at a cashier's account, you'll see that I have two cashiers in my demo environment here, a primary and a secondary. Again, it's my demo environment, so they're going into some strange accounts over here. But the general idea is when I create a cashier, let's say I want to create a new cashier and we'll call it, front end cashier, FR cash, okay? Go ahead and give this a friendly name. Okay, oops. Okay, and I need to link it to a GL account. Now, of course, I don't have a GL account called front-end cashier yet. I'm going to go ahead and create it. So let's go ahead and let's go backtrack a bit to our chart of accounts. Okay, so our default chart of accounts, like you guys have seen it before, comprises a code, a description, balance sheet P&L item, and trial balance. So I'm going to give it a code over here, FR cash. Okay, and again, it can be alphanumeric, it can be whatever format you want. And in this case, I'm going to break with the tradition that I have in the system using numeric and use something that's just alpha right now. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a front-end cashier name. Okay, oops, let's spell that better. Okay, I'm going to choose the balance sheet and P&L item. Now, since it's still in my hand, I'm going to choose cash on hand. And again, you can change these balance sheet P&L items in the COA structure form. Same thing with the trial balance. Okay, I'm going to consist of cash on hand, and cash flow and group are optional. So I'm going to leave those right now, and there we go. Now, if I go back to cash management cashiers, I'll go ahead and create this over here, FR cash. Okay. Give it a, oops, if I could type, that would help. Okay, and now when I choose that cashier account, I'm going to see over here this front-end cash over there. Front-end cashier, rather. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and save this. Now, once I save this, the cashier account is unique in that I can assign this to a user. So when that user is logged in and he goes and makes a receipt or receives money from a customer, it's going to lock him into this cashier. Think of like a till that rep is responsible for. In most environments running K9, that's not necessary, but if you do have a small point of sale environment or something along those lines, and you want to be able to reconcile cashiers at the end of the day, this can be extremely useful. Otherwise, you can just leave this blank. So the next step, when you go ahead and you're going to process a receipt, let's say from a customer, and you guys have seen the receipt form, and it is detailed in another video over there, you will see that cashier show up on this list. And going forward, it'll be treated just like every other cashier account in K9. So setting up a bank account, we'll cover that in a separate video. I suggest you watch that next, as it will be very relevant to this.